I don't know what's taking so long. I ordered the new Nebula case from System76. In fact, I ordered 2 of them. But neither of them are here, and I was supposed to review it today, so I guess, well, there's nothing I can do. I called System76 to ask them, what's taking so long, and they said they have started a new shipping service that's the fastest in the universe. But apparently it can't be that fast if it's taking... How is this possible? Wow, okay, this is interesting. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to LearnLinuxTV. In today's video, we're going to check out the galactic shipment that I received in the studio today. I have in front of me right here, as you can see, not 1 but 2 Nebula cases from System76. And yes, I did say cases. System76 is a computer company that specializes in computers that are born to run Linux. But what if you have a computer that runs Linux very well, but you want an awesome case, or maybe you just want to build your own computer instead of buy one, but you still want an awesome case? And if none of the cases that are available right now, tickle your fancy, then, well, System76 has entered the ring, and here we have cases from System76. Now, one disclaimer that I want to give you guys, the same disclaimer that I give you in every review video that I do, it's that every review, including this one, is going to be provided without bias. You're going to get my honest opinions. Even if I hate the product, I will let you know. And regardless if a company sends in the product or I buy it out of my own money, then, well, that changes nothing. You're still going to get an unbiased review either way. This time around, though, System76 has no idea I'm even doing this review because I purchased these cases with my own money. I have actual plans for these, so I want to keep these cases because, well, I have goals, and I'm going to tell you what my use cases for these cases are when I get to that later in the video. But what I'll also do is give you an overview of what the Nebula cases are, especially how they differ from other cases out there on the market. I'll talk about the projects that I'm working on, the things that I'll be building into these cases, and by the end of the video, I'll give you my thoughts. Anyway, I have no idea what to expect. I haven't even opened these cases yet. So what I'm going to do is start building some projects into these cases, and then Future Jay will come back and tell you all about it. And for a sneak peek of that, Future Jay, what'd you think? I think these cases are awesome. Well, I have no idea what I said because I haven't even recorded that segment yet, but I'll find out. Anyway, let's dive into the review and check out the Nebula case from System76. When it comes to desktops, System76 sells their Thelio line of computers, which are my favorite desktops available today. I have reviewed these before, so I won't get into too much detail about Thelio in this video, but if you're not already familiar with that product, what you should know is that Thelio is a very unique desktop PC, to say the least. They're engineered differently than other desktops, with an emphasis on withstanding high workloads while also staying cool and quiet. And this is great for people that are looking to purchase factory-made Linux PCs, but what about those of us that want to build our own computer? Well, with Nebula, you can essentially build your own Thelio with whatever parts you wish. Or you could simply transfer your existing PC build into Nebula and benefit from the engineering behind the Thelio brand. Now, before we go any further, I just want to point out that it's always been possible for you to build your own Thelio. That's not new. The blueprints for the Thelio brand are right there on the System76 GitHub page. So you can literally download those blueprints and transform them into a Thelio computer. However, not everyone has the required components and machinery that you need to build a Thelio. So even though you've always been able to do this, it's out of reach for many people. But with Nebula, you don't have to find a makerspace with a precision laser cutter just to build a Thelio. If you don't want to build your own, or if you don't have access to the required materials, you could purchase a Thelio case in the form of Nebula. And while there's some minor differences, Nebula is the same design as Thelio under a different brand name. And Nebula cases, just like Thelio, have a very thick and sturdy metal chassis on the inside, and this isn't something to be understated. Nebula's chassis has a very industrial feel. Another benefit of this style of case is that fan arrangement and airflow is strategic, with a fan vent that directs airflow through the CPU fan and out the back of the case. But that's not all. The case is designed for maximum cooling while staying as quiet as possible. That way, you can work your components hard while putting them in the best possible position to stay cool. And with various quality of life features, building a PC with a Nebula case is about as easy as with any other case, and in some situations, possibly easier. The design is very thoughtful overall, with some very interesting design choices, such as a cage for SSDs, and also a series of extra screws that are made available within the case itself, so anytime you need one, you can simply grab one. In addition to that, the case features an optional SATA backplane, which will give you access to hot swap 2.5-inch hard disks. If you're interested in a Nebula case, they're available in 3 different sizes. So you could build a smaller mini ITX PC or a large computing monster. The choice is yours. And another neat feature when it comes to this case is that you can actually change the accent panel on the front of the case. And that's really awesome. Okay, I must be seeing things. Anyway, you could purchase additional accent panels on the product's website, which is really cool. So if you want to give your computer a different look, you can absolutely do that. I think I'm honestly losing my mind. Joking aside, the ability to swap accent panels is novel. This can help the case fit in more within your environment, although the strip really isn't all that big, so it's arguable just how much extra personality it adds, but it is something that's pretty neat to customize all the same. These accent panels are sold for $20 each on the website, and as of recording time, they have 7 to choose from, with an option to buy an accent kit if you'd rather design your own. Sorry to interrupt myself, but I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoy making this content for you guys. I have a ton of fun. If you enjoy the content that I produce, then please consider supporting LearnLinuxTV. The thing is, producing content like this isn't cheap. So by giving back to the channel, you can help me make even more content for you guys. And to find out more about how you can support LearnLinuxTV, what you could do is go to support.learnlinux.tv, and there you'll find some of the ways that you can help support the channel. Anyway, let's get back to the video. To remove an accent panel, you simply slide the current one down and then slide the new one into place. That's pretty much all there is to it. So earlier I mentioned that I purchased 2 of these. So what do I have in store for the Nebula cases that I purchased? Well, first of all, I decided to replace the case on my recording PC. Now, there wasn't really anything wrong with the previous case, but I like the Nebula style a lot more. It feels much sturdier, and I already have a lot of experience with this case considering that I've been using Thelio desktops for years, so for me, this choice was very natural. So, after I recorded the intro to this video, I swapped the parts of my recording PC into the new Nebula case, and the process was very straightforward. There's also a guide online if you want to read that, but all you really have to do is remove the fan vent from the chassis, place your parts inside, and then place the vent over the CPU fan. If you purchased the optional SATA backplane, then you'd plug in your hard drives to that, or you could just skip that and use the existing SATA ports on your motherboard if you don't already have a preference. Now, for my second chassis, the Nebula 19 in my case, that one is going to be used for a Turing Pi 2 desktop build. I didn't have all the parts in the studio that I needed as of recording time, so I'll talk about that build in its own video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you'll be notified as soon as that video is out. If you're not already aware of the Turing Pi 2, it's a mini ITX board that you can use to hot plug Raspberry Pi compute modules, which will share the same backplane, so I figured it would be a ton of fun to build into a Nebula case. And here's the unfinished build so far. As you can see, the I/O shield is among the things that I'm missing, but again, I'll show off the completed build as soon as I can. Now overall, I really love this case, but that's probably not a surprise for anyone that's been following this channel. I've been using Thelio desktops for years. But even though I really do love this case, just like with all things, there's some downsides, so let's talk about some of those downsides right now. The first downside is probably obvious, but garbage in, garbage out. If you purchase poorer quality PC parts, then this case isn't going to save you from a mediocre build. When you purchase a Thelio from System76, they've already done the testing for you, and they chose the components that are known to work well. If you want to build your own PC with Nebula, then it's up to you to research part compatibility on your own. This is especially true when it comes to how quiet the case is. If you buy loud, cheap fans, then not even the Nebula case can help you. But that's not any different than any other case. Again, garbage in, garbage out. Continuing, one of the biggest weaknesses of the Nebula case is that it has poor cable management, in my opinion. This means that this is a case where you'll absolutely want to choose a modular power supply. If you do, cable management won't be an issue at all. And sure, that's true of most PC cases, but it's especially true with this one. So, if you buy a Nebula case, make sure that you also purchase a modular power supply as well. Next, let's talk about the accent panels. In my opinion, these are a pro and a con at the same time. The benefit is that these do enable you to add more personality to your build. However, well over 90% of the case will look exactly the same even if you do customize the accent, given how they take up only a small portion of the front. The original Thelio cases featured wood grain, which I absolutely prefer over the accent panels. The wood grain on the older Thelio models gave the PC a retro modern look at the same time, kind of like how the Atari 2600 was back in the day. However, that wood grain was removed in newer Thelio models in favor of the accent panels, and the Nebula cases are the same. In fact, the accent panels are compatible between the Thelio and the Nebula. However, even though the accent panels do look pretty cool, they don't really add a ton of personality, and in my opinion, they just can't hold a candle to the wood grain on the older models. Finally, the price. These cases are very expensive. The cost is either $199, $269, or $329 in US dollars, depending on which size you get. So you will be paying more for a Nebula case than most others. Personally, I think the price being higher is fair considering how much more sturdy these cases feel when compared to standard PC cases, but whether or not it's worth the price depends on what you're looking for. All in all, I really love the Nebula cases. They're awesome. But whether or not you think they're awesome depends on a few things. First, you have to like the way they look. Each of the three models look exactly the same other than the height, and you also have to be able to fit one of these cases within your budget. If this case is what you're looking for and you like the style, then I have no hesitation when it comes to recommending this case. But again, whether or not it's a good fit for you depends on your budget and your taste. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this video in the comments down below. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I have some awesome content coming very soon. Anyway, in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.